But first, we get the latest on the ground in the Middle East with Fox News chief foreign correspondent Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Hello, Trey.
Shannon, good morning. Overnight, flames spewed from oil facilities on the outskirts of Tehran. An inferno engulfed the fuel storage sites after they were hit in Israeli strikes. These were the first attacks on Iran's oil infrastructure since the war began.
Regarding what we will do next in Iran, we have an organized plan with many surprises to destabilize the regime and enable change. We have many more targets, and I will not detail them here.
With ongoing Israeli strikes, the Iranians are firing back, launching more than a dozen ballistic missile barrages at Israel yesterday. The U.S. and Israel continue to target the launching positions of Iran, and now reports indicate the regime only has 120 missile launchers left, as the skies of Iran come under control of American and Israeli planes. President Trump says he's not looking to settle.
Negotiating leverage, maybe maximum, but we're not looking to settle. They'd like to settle. We're not looking to settle.
With a focus on Iran, Israeli strikes against the Iran-backed Lebanese militant group Hezbollah are ongoing today, with new strikes reported in the Dakhia neighborhood of the capital of Beirut. Multiple times over recent days, Iran and Hezbollah have coordinated attacks against Israel. And Shannon, we can report to you now the IDF telling Fox News 2 Israeli soldiers were killed by Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. Shannon?
All right, Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Thank you, Trey. Joining me now to discuss the latest on military operations in the Middle East, retired Lieutenant General Charlie Moore. Good to have you with us.
Thanks, Shannon.
Okay, so you've done hundreds, thousands of hours in flying combat. So I want to talk to you about the perspective on what we've seen so far. These are the strikes the U.S. and Israel has been carrying out. We talked with General Kellogg last week about just how massive Iran is. This is a big job for our men and women.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you look at the size of Iran, it's close in size to the state of Alaska, although it's about 10% bigger. And so starting to cover all of the targets throughout the nation is a big task.
So we've heard from the Secretary of War that we're trying to get to complete air dominance, where we're able to fly the skies and do what we need to do. How does that open up different targets for us once that happens?
So air superiority, and now we're talking about moving potentially into air supremacy, opens up everything that we do. And I think what you're going to see is 3 big things: mass, persistence, and expansion. So first, in terms of mass, because we're able to knock down the doors and gain air superiority and now supremacy, we can start bringing our non-stealth aircraft like our B-1 bombers, our B-52s into the mix, along with all of our fighter aircraft and those that are being contributed by Israel, to mass firepower over the top of Iran and hit a tremendous amount of targets. The second part of that is persistence. It allows us to persist over the top of Iran. So we never give them a break. There's always the threat of an attack. It also gives us the ability to respond to any type of time-sensitive target that may present itself, like an individual or a ballistic missile that comes out of hiding. And finally, it's going to allow us to expand the target space. You can see that a lot of these target areas originally began on the western part of the country. They're starting to move more towards the central, and you're going to see that fill up, and you're going to see more target areas hit out to the east. It also is an expansion of the priorities of the targets that we're hitting, not just the nuclear program, the Navy, and the ballistic missiles, now the targets that actually support the regime itself.
Okay, so let's look at, where they're going. Of course, this is what we're looking to degrade, is their ability to come back to our men and women, our bases, our allies in the region, and they've done a lot of outgoing. So how close are we, do you think, to shutting down their ability to get the missiles out?
So we're hearing that we've degraded their ballistic missiles by over 90%, the drones by over 80%. As the map indicates, these are the areas they've been targeting. This shouldn't come to any surprise to us or actually to the Iranians. Everyone knows the options where we have to bed down our forces. But we spend a lot of time in the planning phase, determine the optimal place to put our resources, to put our people, and then how to prioritize our defensive systems to make sure that we can protect everybody.
I want to quickly hit on the Strait of Hormuz as well, because that is not only a military issue, it's an economic issue as well.
Yes, certainly. So you can see here the ports and all the major terminals. But the Strait of Hormuz, specifically this area right here, has been a major point of leverage for the regime since 1979. So they continually use it, the threat of attacking vessels there or shutting it down completely, as a way to try to influence regional affairs or as a way to deter the United States or Israel or any other country from attacking it. Right now, they'd like everyone to believe that this area is shut down because of their offensive capabilities. The reality is it's shut down out of an abundance of caution. And as we attrit all of their offensive capabilities and things that they could bring to bear on the vessels that want to transit through there, I think you'll start to see that risk continue to lower, along with the fact that President Trump has offered to do direct naval escort of the oil and natural gas vessels. I think that traffic will pick up in the coming days.
Okay, quickly, any kind of timeline or guesstimates on those developments?
Yeah, I think because of how quickly we're attriting those forces, within the next couple days to a week, you'll start to see that traffic increase.
Okay, General Moore, thank you for your service and for being with us today.
Thank you, Sean.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.